Our top story now, and in Mumbai, a shocking case similar to the Delhi Shraddha Walkar murder. In this case, which took place in a Mumbai suburb, a 56-year-old Manoj Sane is accused of murdering his 32-year-old partner Saraswati Vaidya, after which he then proceeded to chop up her body into 20 parts and even cooking them to erase evidence. He was caught after the neighbours noticed the foul smell from their flat and informed the police.
This is Manoj Sane, who is accused of murdering his girlfriend in a Mumbai suburb, chopping her up into many pieces and even cooking them to erase evidence. Police are now finding it difficult to identify the body parts. The shocking incident took place in an apartment in Mira Road, where 56-year-old Manoj and his 32-year-old girlfriend Saraswati Vaidya were living together. They were renting the flat for last 3 years, but neighbours say they never spoke to them. Shrradha, who lives right opposite that flat, told NDTV the place had been stinking for the past 2 to 3 days. Sumesh knocked on Manoj's door, but no one answered. Sumesh recalls there was a sound of spraying in the house one time. Soon, the police were informed. Officers opened the door of the flat to a heartbreaking scene.
हम अंदर गए तो सामने वुड कटर मशीन रखी थी, फिर और अंदर बेडरूम में गए तो ट्री कटर मशीन रखी थी और
इलेक्ट्रिक से जो चलती है।
हाँ, इलेक्ट्रिक से चलती है। और बेड पे ब्लैक कलर का प्लास्टिक पड़ा था, तो हमें लगा शायद उसके नीचे बॉडी है तो उसमें कट कर, कुछ नहीं था, ना कोई ब्लड ना कुछ। किचन में सब कुछ था, जो भी था। 3 बाल्टियाँ भर के रखी थी, जिसमें ब्लड और मसल सब सड़ गए थे। कुछ पता नहीं था कि क्या बॉडी है क्या है।
Another neighbour also reported foul smell. According to him, Manoj and Saraswati never talked to anyone.
हाँ, आई थी सर मॉर्निंग में कल।
अच्छा।
हाँ, नॉर्मल रूटीन के अंडर जैसे कि हम लोग उठते हैं, उठने के बाद नॉर्मल अपना जैसे पानी आने का टाइम हो जाता है मॉर्निंग में, तो पानी भरते हैं। पानी भी भरने के लिए जैसे हम भरने के बाद हमने कपड़े वॉश के लिए वॉशिंग मशीन के लिए ये बाथरूम है, इसका गेट खोला तो उसमें से वियर्ड स्मेल आई।
अच्छा।
हाँ।
Nainagar police have arrested Manoj. Court has remanded him to their custody till June 16th. Police say Manoj has confessed to fights between the two.
नयानगर पुलिस स्टेशन के जुरिडिक्शन में गीता काइजू करके सोसाइटी है, वहाँ पे 7वें फ्लोर 7वें मंजिल से एक फ्लैट है। वहाँ से बदबू आने का इन्फॉर्मेशन लोकल पुलिस को मिला था। पुलिस स्टेशन के ऑफिसर्स और स्टाफ ने जाके वहाँ पे देखा तो किचन में बहुत सारे यूटेंसिल और बकेट में वहाँ पे चॉप किए हुए बॉडी पार्ट्स मिले हैं। उनका आइडेंटिफिकेशन हो चुका है। अक्यूज्ड को भी अरेस्ट किया गया। जो डेड बॉडी के पीसेस मिले हैं वो एनालिसिस के लिए हमने जेजे हॉस्पिटल में भेज दिया है।
According to the police, they found the pieces of woman's body in a cutter machine and 3 buckets from the flat. The body parts were also cooked in a pressure cooker. The remains have been sent to the JJ hospital. According to the police, some parts of the body have been disposed of. The accused and the victim met 10 years ago at a ration shop in Borivali, where Manoj used to work. Saraswati was an orphan and Manoj moved out of his family home to live with her. When the NDTV team reached Manoj's old house in Borivali, his uncle said there was very little contact with Manoj.
अभी क्या 10 साल पहले वो छोड़ के गया, बाद में कभी खाली रेशन के दुकान पर मिलता था, वो हम हाथ करके चला जाता था।
व्यवहार कैसा था मनोज साने का आप लोगों के?
हमारे साथ तो अच्छा था।
ऐसा किया होगा या नहीं, बतौर चाचा आपको क्या लगता है? उस पर मैं आपको आप चाचा हैं उसके, तो मैं इसलिए समझना चाह रही हूँ कि आपके लिए खबर कितना अचंभित करने वाला, और आपको लग रहा है क्या कि आपके भतीजे ने ऐसा किया होगा?
वो ऐसा कैसा मैं बता सकता हूँ।
This brutal murder has eerie similarities with that of Shraddha Walkar, who was also killed last year, her body chopped up by her live-in partner, raising questions once again about women's safety and unchecked partner violence turning into murder. Bureau Report, NDTV.
Now, 24 hours after the murder of gangster Sanjeev Jeeva at the doorstep of a Lucknow court, there's still more questions than answers, both over the sequence of events and the motive behind the attack. It's not even clear yet if the attacker, a man in his early 20s, had any previous criminal background, and just how did he manage to acquire the sophisticated weapon that was used in the murder. Here's a report.
Metal detectors, X-ray machines and tight security at the Lucknow District and Sessions Court on Thursday. And yet just 24 hours ago, someone carrying a gun dressed as a lawyer managed to enter through one of these gates inside the courtroom, actually get to a court and shoot somebody dead right at the doorstep of that court. How did this happen? 24 hours later, the police still don't appear to have any convincing answers.
आज की डेट में काले कोट में हजारों की संख्या में वकील के नाम पे लोग घूम रहे हैं जो एडवोकेट नहीं है। सीआईएसएफ या सीआरपीएफ या सिविल पुलिस की बहुत ही स्ट्रिक्ट जो है यहाँ पे फोर्स लगाई जानी चाहिए।
24 hours after the incident, it is still not clear why this man, 25-year-old Vijay Yadav, the son of a farmer from East UP's Jaunpur district, carried out the shooting. Police sources say Vijay, who has no previous criminal record, except a case of elopement in 2016 that ended in a compromise, used a sophisticated, expensive revolver to shoot gangster Jeeva 8 times. 6 bullets hit Jeeva on or near the chest. 2 hit his hands. 250 kilometers away, Vijay's father says he is perplexed.
यहाँ आया था तो ये 10 मई को शादी था हमारे साले के लड़के का, और शादी विदा के 11 मई को चला गया। तब से कभी आज तक फोन ही नहीं किया। हम लोग भी फोन करता था, मोबाइल स्विच ऑफ।
Wednesday's shootout in Lucknow was a gory end for 48-year-old jailed gangster Sanjeev Jeeva, an aide of Don Mukhtar Ansari. Jeeva from Western Uttar Pradesh's Muzaffarnagar district was accused in at least 26 criminal cases, including the murder of 2 BJP leaders, one in 1997 and the other in 2005. He was convicted in the 1997 case and acquitted in the 2005 one. With Pankaj and Shamli, Rajesh in Jaunpur and camera person Rajesh Gupta, this is Alok Pandey, NDTV.
Now, a new video has surfaced that captures the exact moment when the Coromandel Express collided with the other train, killing 288 passengers. The video shared by Odisha TV shows passengers relaxing in their berths as a worker mops the floor before it all goes dark and people start screaming.
A massive tragedy, a monumental challenge. 288 bodies, hundreds injured in need of urgent medical care, mangled bodies and debris scattered over a large area had to be removed and rail services needed to be restored. A collision between 2 goods trains in Berlin in November last year saw the tracks being restored after over days, while it took 5 weeks for a track to get restored in Cyprus after a head-on collision. In contrast, restoration of train services was fast in Odisha. But what made that possible? 3,000 people monitored by a Railway Ministry war room worked around the clock for 51 hours to ensure that trains were back on tracks. There were 8 teams of 50 to 70 people at the Rail Ministry's war room. There was a DRM or a GM put in charge of 300 each, with a railway board member monitoring at least 3 of them. The war room in Delhi was equipped with 5 cameras to put in place a communication system to alert which team needed what on the site and also to ensure there was backup of manpower and material in place after every 8 hours. The chairman of the Railway Board, DG Health, and a senior official were given charge of the 2 hospitals in Cuttack and the mortuary. Special teams of 70 people worked on repairing tracks and overhead electric cables which had snapped, and most importantly, transferring the 200 most severely injured to specialty hospitals in Cuttack, Bhubaneswar and Kolkata.
और जो भी दोषी पाया जाएगा उसको सख्त से सख्त सजा हो, उसे बख्शा नहीं जाएगा।
एकदम नॉर्मलाइजेशन की तरफ ले जाना है और बहुत ही संवेदना के साथ जिन परिवारों के मेंबर्स खो गए उनको किसी न किसी जल्दी से जल्दी उनके पास उनके परिवारजन पहुंचे, ये हमारा दायित्व अभी खत्म नहीं हुआ है।
Vaishnav's past assignment helped in this moment of crisis. He was the collector of Balasore before he entered politics and was instrumental in Chief Minister Naveen Patnaik's relief efforts during the deadly super cyclone in 1999 that claimed nearly 10,000 lives. The state then came up with the Odisha Disaster Rapid Action Force, the first of its kind agency in the country that even predates the National Disaster Response Force that was set up in 2006. Preservation of bodies was another challenge as many remained unidentified. The centre specifically sent a team of doctors from Delhi's AIIMS, Lady Hardinge Medical College and Ram Manohar Lohia Hospital to Odisha to help in the embalming process to prevent bodies from decomposing. 6 container-sized freezers were channelized to hold at least 200 bodies. A DNA testing centre has also been opened at AIIMS on Monday, where samples are being collected. The railways used AI tools, SIM card details and some telecom ministry tools and mainly SIM records to identify people.
This operation is getting little difficult in the sense it has been so badly damaged that possibly railway crane might also be required. The railway board chairman is there in the site. NDRF commandant as well as the district magistrate, all of them are trying to see how quickly they can complete this task.
Railway officials specifically praised the mechanism used by the Andhra Pradesh government to identify its passengers. IT Minister of the AP government G. Amarnath said that the state used a combination of both tech tools and on-ground support to identify people from the state who were injured or dead in the accident. Within hours of returning to Delhi on Tuesday, Ashwini Vaishnav took a high-level meeting and asked officials to draw plans to fast-track the upgradation of safety systems in trains. Vasudha Venugopal's report for NDTV.
An NDTV special report, just 100 kilometers from Mumbai in rural Maharashtra, a daily ordeal in Shahpur for women of nearly 200 villages as they have to trek in the scorching sun to collect 2 buckets of water. There is no water source for these tribal villages that are on top of a plateau, and the wells in the area are filled by water tankers. Sohit Mishra reports.
100 kilometers from Mumbai for the women of Ajnop. A long and arduous walk for water. At this well, the only source of water for 3 villages, women begin to gather at the break of dawn. The well ran dry as early as February. It is now filled with water tankers. 55-year-old Somi hobbles to the well, stick in hand. She is old, but she has little choice. Sangeeta bear walks 1.5 kilometers every day to this well to fetch water for her daily needs.
हरकपणापासून येतच पाणी भरला ना तर पार उतार पर झाली येतच पर याचाच पाणी
असाच घेऊन जातात
हा असाच
आणि असं हे लाठी आणि हे सगळं घेऊन कसं जातात
या काठी वाता चालायला लागलो आम्ही.
अच्छा
आम्ही सकाळी 6 वाजेपर्यंत पाण्याला येतोय, संध्याकाळचे पण 3-4 वाजेपर्यंत पाणी, परत सकाळी पाणी झालं का शेतीवर जायला लागतं आम्हाला काम करायला. शेतीचं काम करून आलं परत पाणी यायला लागतं ना.
आणि हे किती वर्षापासून असं सुरू आहे?
हे भरपूर वर्ष झाले, माझे लग्नाला झालं 16-17 वर्ष झालं.
And if the tanker fails to reach the village, then women have no choice but to trek across a mountain to reach the Vaitarna river on the other side, the only other source of water, a steep climb for them. It's a similar situation in another village. Close by families don't want to get their daughters married here, as water is so scarce and the burden of carrying it falls on the women.
पार पिढ्या गेल्या तिथून हे पाण्याची अडचण अशीच आहे. आमचे लोक असं मुलगे शोधायला जातात तर 4-4, 5-5, 6-6 वर्षे, 8-8, 9-9 वर्षे त्यांना मुली नाही शोधत्या. कारण लोक सांगतात का तिकडे पाणी नाही, पाण्याची सोय नाही, असं झालं तसं झालं. आता इतका मोठा डोंगर चढावा लागतो. आता 6 वाजेपासून पाण्यावर जातात तर 9 वाजता पाणी घेऊन त्या इकडे येतात.
Dams like Tansa, Bhatsa, Vaitarna and Madhya Vaitarna present in Shahpur Taluka supply water to Mumbai and its surrounding areas, but not to people living in Shahpur. 198 villages here have no source of water and are being supplied by 38 tankers.
तानसा भाचा जो पूरा जो धरण है तो ये इस तालुका में, यहाँ से मुंबई को वाटर सप्लाई होता है, लेकिन सबसे ज़्यादा पानी की किल्लत इसी तालुका में है. अभी के मुख्यमंत्री तत्कालीन गार्डियन मिनिस्टर एकनाथ जी शिंदे साहब ने इस 250 विलेजेस की 100% पानी की किल्लत दूर करने के लिए भावली एक ग्रेविटी की वाटर स्कीम सैंक्शन किया है. उसका काम चालू है और 24 महीने में वो काम ख़त्म होने के बाद हर गांव में नल से पानी मिलेगा और टैंकर की किल्लत दूर हो जाएगी.
What you see behind me is the reality of a modern India where people have to wait in 40 degrees Celsius the entire day to get water. This is a basic facility, but thousands of people have to work hard day and night so that they could get water. But politicians who are busy in blame game, they don't pay any attention to serious issues like these. In Shahpur, with camera person Praveen Jirohit, Sohit Mishra, NDTV.
All right, so very difficult life for those women collecting water. Now news from Madhya Pradesh, where there's a controversy over hijab wearing in a school, and 11 members of the management committee of the Damo district-based Ganga Jamna Higher Secondary School, which was caught in this hijab row a week ago, have now been booked under IPC sections. It was also claimed that 2 teachers were converted in the school, though they have denied this. Anurag brings us the details.
After Karnataka, a hijab row in Madhya Pradesh, months before the crucial state election here, an FIR has been filed against 11 members of the administration of this private school in Damo, 250 kilometers from capital Bhopal, after allegations that Hindu female students were forced to wear a hijab inside school premises. The MP government had ordered a probe a week ago after a controversy over this poster out by the school itself that appeared to show some students wearing a hijab-like scarf. Police sources say the FIR was filed based on the statement of 3 students who alleged that the management forced them to wear the hijab inside the school.
एक बात साफ है, कोई भी बेटी को या बच्चों को अलग ड्रेस पहनने के लिए या बांधने के लिए, चाहे वो हिजाब हो बाकी चीज हो, बाध्य नहीं कर सकता. हम कठोरतम कार्रवाई करेंगे. मेरी जांच की रिपोर्ट आने दीजिए.
The 3 students have also alleged that the school forced them remove a sacred thread from their wrists and to recite Muhammad Iqbal's poem Lab Pe Aati Hai Dua Banke in morning prayers. It's not clear why this is an issue. The poem is a part of the MP government's class 5 Urdu syllabus. The management has also been accused of converting 3 teachers to Islam after they joined the school. The teachers say the accusations are false.
मेरी शादी 2013 में हुई थी. मैंने 2013 में अपनी स्वेच्छा से धर्म परिवर्तन किया था और मैंने स्कूल में ज्वाइनिंग 2021 में दी है, तो पूरा 8 साल का फर्क है.
The school dropped wearing of scarf from the dress code and also decided that only national anthem would be sung by the students during morning prayers. But the government suspended the recognition of the school and also decided that further probe will cover charges of religious conversion and terror funding. With Azam Khan in Damo and camera person Rizwan Khan in Bhopal, Anurag Dwari for NDTV.